Ethiopia and the Netherlands started a formal relationship in the 1950s. Since then, the two countries have been enjoying excellent partnership.
The relations between Ethiopia and the Netherlands are very good, very constructive, both on a political level, but also on the business level.
Ethiopia and the Netherlands enjoy a very close and warm relationship. The cooperation and the relation is very diverse. It is political, it is economic relation, it is development partnership, it is business, it is trade.
In contrast with the long-standing relationship, the economic ties of Ethiopia and the Netherlands were not very strong in the early years. Following the Ethiopian foreign policy, which heavily relies on the economic ties, the economic relations between the two friendly countries have showed tremendous increase over the past 2 decades. This has mainly attributed to the huge presence of Dutch investment in Ethiopia.
The Netherlands is the top 5 foreign investor in Ethiopia, creating tens of thousands of jobs, and we're very pleased to work with the Ethiopian government and the Ethiopian people.
We look at numbers. A few years ago we had 80 Dutch companies and now 130. I think in terms of figures, the Netherlands becoming quite big, the biggest investor of the EU.
As prominent as they are in their investment engagement, there are ample sectors of the economy in which the Dutch are involved in.
Nowadays we have about 70 companies that invested and are active in flowers, different types, and contribute to the export revenue of Ethiopia. But that's how it started. There are many more areas in agriculture where we have companies that are active. So seeds, dairy, poultry, spices, pulses. So these are all areas where potential in Ethiopia is good. But more recently also food processing, manufacturing. We have companies in packaging, steel profiling. We have our brewers.
Florence's Abyssinia Farm is one of the Dutch investment companies that have been doing business in Ethiopia. It testifies that the friendly investment climate the country has helped the decision of the company to invest in Ethiopia.
We're already here for 11 years with Florence's Farm 1. We started 11 years ago with investing because of the investment climate, because of the climate, resources, the people. And when we finished the first farm, we were looking again around in Africa to start a second farm. And again we chose Ethiopia to start also the second farm of Florence's. The boom of the Ethiopian flower industry came around 12 to 10 years ago. There were a lot of investors, and you've seen that in previous countries also, that suddenly people are interested to do something in horticulture. The success of the Ethiopian horticulture, and to continue with it, is that we have had that phase, we have stabilized, we have shown that it is possible to good horticultural business in this country.
Ethiopian Steel Profiling and Building PLC is the other Dutch business company that has been investing in Ethiopia over the past 12 years. Engaging in the manufacturing sector, the company has been producing building materials and supplying for the ever-growing construction sector of Ethiopia.
It's a company which is established in 2004, European calendar. So we are already here in the market for 12 years and we have established ourselves well. I mean, we have a good customer database. We are a well-rooted company and we are in the manufacturing sector. We are producing all kinds of building materials, but we are mainly focusing on the production of cold-formed steel profiles as well as roofing sheets, formwork panels and other related construction materials. And what we are doing is import substitution. Yeah? you can either import the finished material from abroad, or you can purchase it here locally. Yeah? So it saves dollars for the country, and that is already a scarcity, as you know. So with import substitution, you are helping the government. Secondly, development comes along with construction. You can see it when you're on the way from Addis to Debre Zeit. There is construction everywhere, and not only in this area. Wherever you go, there is construction. Yeah? So we are a supplier, a manufacturer, fulfilling the demand which is there for construction. 90% of our materials is delivered to Addis and surroundings. And then the remaining 10% is delivered all over the country. Yeah, we have a widespread range of customers from the north to the south, from the east to the west. We have sent our materials to the border of Kenya even, as well as other remote areas here in this country. And it is also remarkable that ESPBC, our company, has realized the very first steel export from Ethiopia. And we have been highly recognized for that. In 2013, we have managed to ship 2 containers full of steel, finished product, to the neighboring country of South Sudan. And that was the very, very first steel export from Ethiopia.
There are several reasons why foreign investors should seriously consider investing in Ethiopia. One of such reasons is the country's huge investment potential in various sectors.
Ethiopia has a very big potential in all horticultural industry, so flowers, vegetables, fruits. There's a good water resources. The investment climate is very attractive, and also more and more technologies are available within the country.
Especially since 2010, when the Ethiopian government has implemented the Growth and Transformation Plan #1, I think the development has speeded up. I have seen a lot of developments in those 5 years. We are here since 2010, myself actually, and I foresee a big potential here in this country, because we are just in the beginning stage of a development, and we do expect a lot for the future.
The other reason why foreign investors should consider investing in Ethiopia is the availability of labor force. With simple on-job training, Ethiopian young and competitive labor force can do anything with greater quality and efficiency.
I'm very happy with the attitude of the labor force here in Ethiopia. Here we have a very nice team here of motivated, dedicated people who are willing to take this company forward. Yeah? They are graduates from the universities, and they start their job here in ESPBC. They will get the necessary training in-house, and we just take them along. I mean, we grasp their hands and we just develop together.
That's definitely one of the main reasons why we and also other investors, also Dutch investors, have chosen for Ethiopia to have a labor force. It's big labor force, high unemployment, a young labor force, but also an enthusiastic labor force, willing to work also.
Akkuma beekamu silaa haalli gaariidha. Ammaaf hojiin nu uumame inni hojii jalqabneerra. Carraa namoota babbarate maal jedhamnee bakka as keessa galee
አካባቢ ሰዎችን ስራ እየከፈተ ነው ያለው። ቅድሚያ የሚሰጠው ለአካባቢ ሰዎች ነው። በዚህ ጥሩ ነው።
There is even more to an investor to Ethiopia. The government provides several incentives to encourage private investment and promote the inflow of foreign capital and technology into the country. These incentives include exemption from income tax, exemption from the payment of customs duty, and loss carry forward.
The local governments support the investors by helping them to get to the locations. The federal government supports with investment initials like duty-free privileges, especially for the export industry, and tax holidays for the first 4 up to 6 years.
Incentives are important, but it's not the most important. I think why investors come to Ethiopia is because Ethiopia has a lot of potential in terms of conditions for agriculture, the altitudes, the soil quality, water, so everything you can think of can grow in Ethiopia in some places. So that are excellent conditions. And we have a very good workforce. There is electricity, there is cheap, there's an enormous market. So the infrastructure is improving. So there are a lot of conditions that attract investment in different ways.
The most important factor for Dutch investors to come to Ethiopia is the enabling environment created in Ethiopia. Ethiopia enabling environment, doing business in Ethiopia is improving progressively. Ethiopia has a competitive national advantage when compared with others for different reasons. The economic framework, legal framework is improving. Ethiopia and the Netherlands have also bilateral agreement for protection and promotion of investment.
The Dutch companies operating in Ethiopia have been doing their business in a socially responsible manner. This is mainly by giving due attention for the issue of environmental protection.
We have chosen for a sustainable way of investing. That means that the investments are a bit higher and the technologies are definitely also of a higher scale. So we have chosen for proper greenhouses with movable ventilation. We have chosen for an irrigation system that is very accurate. We've chosen for a system that collects the water. So we are growing out of the soil. We collect the water so that it cannot touch the ground underneath, and we are reusing it so to become a very sustainable way. Besides that, we also will grow our plants in a sustainable way, in an environmentally way as much as possible. So we will use beneficials, we will use biofungicides to control the plant in the most possible natural way of growing. This is also what our customers are expecting from it. There is a large demand, more and more in Europe, for sustainable cuttings, grown on an environmental and social way.
Now Netherlands is quite well known for the business in Ethiopia, and that is, I like to think not only about the numbers of companies, the numbers of employees, but also the way of doing business. I think the Dutch business, Dutch investment, they have a good reputation in also doing good business, but also taking care of the community, sustainability issues, zero tolerance, that kind of thing. So doing business in a responsible way.
The Netherlands is one of the highly advanced countries in the world in terms of science and technology. Dutch companies who have already started operating in Ethiopia are desirous to share their knowledge of science and technology to Ethiopian citizens. That is one of the advantages of foreign direct investment in any nation.
Ethiopia needs transfer of knowledge from abroad. Yeah? And that is one of the reasons why we have started here. We have a mother company in Holland, which is, as you said, a high-tech company based in Holland, which is exchanging knowledge with our company. Furthermore, we have a pool of people back in Holland who knows everything about steel processing, about welding, and so on and so forth, who are helping us on distance. We are getting people, we are flying in people every now and then who are contributing something to this company and of course to the country, because they will grow the knowledge of the people here, the local people, and in that way you build your knowledge also here within the country.
After some time workers have learned things, they have learned technologies, they have learned a way of different thinking, and they will try to have their success on their own small farms and even grow bigger. I mean, I have seen small young people on our farm which have now got a farm of themselves in vegetables and which are doing quite well. And the basic of their success, I think, lies also with the farms where they have taught it.
Ethiopian Embassy in Brussels has been promoting the country's investment opportunities to the Dutch business persons. Following that, Dutch investors have already started doing business in Ethiopia, while others are in the process to do so.
I think the opportunities here needs to be promoted by investors who has been in the country already for several years. It has to be promoted by the Dutch embassy as well, which is present here, and as well as by the Ethiopian embassies, which are located in the different countries abroad.
I think that the basics are there. The Dutch have also organized themselves in a business association, and we meet on a regular basis. We exchange each other information. New investors or possible investors will contact this association, will give them guidance. So the basics is there. What we expect from the government is a smooth process of investment, and I must say the Ethiopian Federal Investment Commission is a very effective commission. They're very helpful.
We work very closely with the Ethiopian embassy in Brussels, and as an example, last year, 2015-2016, we organized a business forum in the Netherlands, focused on several areas where we think there's a demand in Ethiopia, there's a need, and sectors where the Netherlands has something to offer in terms of investment and in terms of technology expertise.
Next year we'll continue to have business forum, economic forums. It is about sharing information, and this sharing, promoting Ethiopia is very important, because still there could be some companies who are hesitating to come to Ethiopia, and to fight this hesitation we have to continue to inform and to promote our country by organizing business forums. And of course, in this regard, the Dutch government is also our partner. There are several institutions who are working with us to promote Ethiopia, and will convince more companies to come.
I would really like to invite especially those who are into manufacturing to come and to invest in Ethiopia, because we have 80, even 100 million people. That number is expected to grow to 150 and 200 million in the near future. They are all potential buyers. So imagine, I'm always comparing, if all those 100 million people just purchase 1 meter of profile a year, then you have already a big share, market share.
Come definitely have a look. Evaluate. Don't expect things to be like in Western or European countries or in Holland. You have to be ready for it to stand with the culture of Ethiopia, learn with it, and then after you have done that, I'm definitely sure that you can make a success of your company in Ethiopia.
There are several companies, the Dutch companies, who are successful in Ethiopia, who are linking Ethiopia and the Netherlands. And I think there is no other education than looking and observing the success stories of the Dutch companies themselves.
Ethiopia is a country of many opportunities. Its investment potential, domestic market size, availability of competitive labor force, proximity to international markets, and the investment incentives are some of the reasons why the Dutch and any investor should continue coming to Ethiopia to do business.